Hello, and welcome to Tea with the President, a special evening Sunday night segment where I get to sit down with President Naokimi and talk about what has been going on in the last week, what we're excited about, what was a little challenging, sip some tea, maybe spill some tea.
Yes,
Hi,
indeed.
President Naokimi, how's it going?
Hey, Yoshie, good to see you. I like your
You're
cup.
in a new place.
Yeah, I kind of rearranged my office today. Um,
Hmm.
so it's a little bit different. I'm trying to do standing meetings for my Zoom meetings, and then um,
Ah,
so yeah, it's a little bit different than
that's
usual.
a good call.
Yeah,
I've seen these like little kind of foldable treadmills. Have you considered getting one of those for your
foldable
standing meetings?
treadmills, like meeting and walking at the same time.
Yeah.
I don't know about huffing and puffing during meetings.
Fair
I
enough, fair
mean,
enough.
if I'm passively just attending, which is very rare, I don't attend meetings where
Mm.
I'm just passively attending. Besides TribeNet, um, and morning devotion, but other than that, I'm usually the one facilitating. So
I see.
breathing hard and facilitating is hard to do at the same time.
Got it. Okay. Well, it's great that you're standing.
Yeah, figured it'll
Yeah,
help me with my health.
nice.
So
Yeah. Okay, so if you are joining us for the first time, this is just a casual conversation between President Akimi and myself, and also you. So if you have a question or a comment or want to chime in on anything, please feel free to write it in the comments section, and we can read it out and interact with you. Yes. So how was this last week, President Akimi? What were some highlights?
well, the obvious one was that I actually it's not so obvious, but I actually had 2 days off in a row. I think this
What?
the I think the first time
Madness.
since my presidency over a year ago. So
Wow.
2 days off in a row. That is a new record.
2 whole days.
Yeah.
My goodness. What did you do with all of this free time?
Well, I didn't know what to do with myself. I mean, I was, actually I was at my wife's sister's home for Thanksgiving weekend.
Okay.
And yeah, most of the time we just ate some more and
Mm,
took a walk and then ate some more, played some games and ate some more. And yeah, that was pretty much the end of it for 2 days.
wow.
Um,
Well, that sounds like a Thanksgiving.
yeah, it was quite a Thanksgiving. So yeah, that was yeah, I don't think I've done that in the longest time. So that was definitely different. Um, And one cool thing we did this time was we brought our cat Tora on his first road trip. So
Wow.
yeah, he was a little bit stressed out. He was a little traumatized, I think, but he really doesn't like cars, like being in cars. So,
Yeah.
um, but he adapted. I mean, when we got there, he was under the covers for a full day, but after that, he started exploring a little bit. So and then
Mm.
we got him back today and he seems fine. So I think it worked out.
Mm.
But now that we know we can take him on road trips, there's more options for what we can do. So that was good.
Mm. Wow. Okay. So where did you travel to with Tora? Like,
We went to
how
Virginia. That's where my
okay.
yeah wife's sister lives. Yeah.
So like 3, 4 hours?
It's Thanksgiving weekend, so it was about 4.5. But
I see.
with stopping for lunch and breaks and making sure Toto's okay, it ended up being 6, 7 hours.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, I've had a few cats in my life, and, I don't think that I've ever had them in a car for that long, so that's impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really like a
Yeah.
baby, like they cry and they pee and they poo and you gotta yeah,
Wow.
kind of calm them down.
Mm.
It's okay, we're almost there. So yeah, that was an experience. Um, and yeah, one of the fun things we did ended up being really fun was just playing cards. There were like six of us playing cards. We played Slam and also card game Daihimi. Um,
Ah,
yeah, this
I'm familiar, but
you're familiar with
maybe
it?
some of our audience isn't.
Yeah. Anyway, once you learn it, it's really fun. So we played
Mhm.
that for one evening for a couple hours. So that was fun.
Nice. Wow, some real family time.
Yeah. Who knew I could take some family
What a miracle. A
time? Yeah.
Thanksgiving miracle.
Thanksgiving miracle. Very grateful.
Did you have any sushi?
No, I missed the sushi night, which was the first night on Wednesday because I was still here. I actually traveled separately from my family because I had work to do before and after. So I couldn't take more than 2 days. That would be appalling. So yeah, I traveled by train on Thursday morning and I came back Saturday morning.
Yeah. Um, okay, so really, um, let's see. Well, okay, so what was challenging? Trying to, in my mind, I'm thinking like, what should we talk about next? What was challenging about this last week?
I think on my way back on Saturday, Dr. Young asked to meet with me, and so we met, and he kind of, went back to the all the kind of big goals that we have in supporting the singles towards a blessing and the couples to reach, 144,000 jumbo and also the preparing for the December event. So it was kind of like back to back to work kind of on the Saturday that I got back. And um yeah, I think the challenge is there's still quite a gap between the 7-year goals and where we're at right now. And yeah, I'm trying to work with Dr. Young's leadership style, but he pretty much emphasizes the end goal all the time, regardless of how big or how far it is. And so yeah, the gap causes a lot of stress, or it can cause a lot of stress. And so I'm trying to
Mm,
figure out how to bridge it without kind of discouraging, the field that we can get there. So starting with my own kind of understanding and um, yeah, perspective on how we could reach that kind of goal. So
mm,
yeah, so that was a challenge. Yeah, but just kind of reminded me when Dr. Young was on tour, I had a little bit of a mental break, but he's back. So
gotta be back to go operating on all cylinders.
yep, that's kind of what I
Mm,
felt. No,
mm. So I think in the past on Tea with the President, you've talked about, yeah, bridging, making that like connection between heaven and reality, right?
yeah,
Is it more of that, but on a
yeah, I would say it's in the
yeah.
same line as that because you know just thinking about 144,000 people fulfilling Chumbo and their clergy, it's like we don't even we have like 400 people of our own members, hardcore, that's been doing it for 30 years.
Yeah.
So it's a big jump.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess on that note, we have a question in the comments, and I think Mr. Roman wrote in the comments kind of close to the end of Tea with the President last week, and maybe was a little bit upset that we didn't get to him, and so he asked the same question today. He says, "How do you plan to grow our local churches? Over the last 30 years, they have declined very much. We're already, I think he meant 1 year into your presidency." Anyway, I'm the one who reads the comments, so I apologize if we don't get to you. President Naokimi didn't see it.
So one thing I want to be clear is that local church growth is local responsibility. And I think depending on someone else or headquarters to do it for you is flawed in your thinking. And I think up till now, a lot of decisions have been pretty much top down. So people are used to just waiting for orders and just following. But I found that if we want real growth, then it has to be locally driven. So a lot of my uh, kind of the activities I've been doing from headquarters has been to support and empower local leadership, starting with redirecting funding to the subregions, um, encouraging ownership and decision making at the subregional level, and even these national events. It's all geared towards empowering local um, development. So, for example, in the past, we were doing all these big events where we gather, all the local people would gather to a stadium and celebrate together, but that didn't necessarily translate into local development. But of course, there's COVID, but now we're developing a lot of production so that you can actually watch it in your own home, invite your friends or guests or family, and build a relationship through our main national events through watch parties. So again, everything that we're developing right now is based on local engagement and local empowerment.
Mhm. Great. Let's see, a couple of other comments. Gregory says, "I'm very inspired about the new series for National Family Service on Divine Principle. Thank you. What inspired that decision?"
Uh, Couple things. I mean, the main thing was Dr. Young started doing divine principle in his morning devotions, so I figured I'd follow suit and do that for National Family Service. I think when we started National Family Service and he started morning devotion, the idea was that he would, really give the kind of core internal guidance, and then I would deliver something that is guest friendly on Sundays. So kind of similarly, he's now focusing on divine principle as one of his core content. I want to be able to also deliver that in a guest friendly manner to really reach the audience. So that was part of it. And the other thing was after doing 52 sermons, yeah, I felt like instead of coming up with a new idea each time based on the day or the month or you know whatever is going on, having something more clear where like a series I thought would be better in terms of preparation and planning. And I did I really do appreciate the principle. The last sermon was on gratitude, and my first main gratitude was on being exposed to the principle at an early age. So those three combinations decided, yeah, I want to do this kind of series now. Thought it would be useful and also something can be reviewed multiple times even afterwards.
Hmm. Great. And then Captain Clovian wants to know, what is the date of True Mother's visit to America?
Well, the main event is going to be on the 18th, Saturday, December 18th. So that's when will be there, or will be attending the watch party. I don't know if we'll physically be there with her. She'll be attending a watch party maybe with a handful of people, but all our members will also be doing watch parties throughout the country. So that's the main launching date. But I want to also emphasize that it starts on that day, but throughout the rest of December, maybe even early January, you can actually host multiple watch parties and do kind of a rebroadcast or re-showing of the same event.
Hmm. Yeah, so December 18th is the official day of the event. Yes.
Mhm.
Exciting. We have a date.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
In less than 3 weeks from now.
So, what happened in this last week that were kind of key developments or interesting, exciting things?
Yeah, well, this past week we had I met with the providential organizations like ACLC, UPF Women's Fed, and they reported their top 5 victories of 2021. So that was nice. And also, I met with the Sub-Region 1 leadership team, and we're working on a program that we're going to launch in January. I'm really excited about this. It's for kind of our existing leaders and up and coming leaders, like a full. Right now, we're thinking anywhere between, yeah, 4 to 5 months, maybe up to a year, where it's a weekly training on specific, uh, both internal and external skill sets for leadership. So we're going to do a whole, rollout info session. People would have to sign up, and it's going to be, the best of all the different kinds of trainings that I've developed or been through for all our leadership in the field. So really excited about that one. Um,
Ooh.
yeah, can't wait to get that one going. And it's not determined yet, but I may be teaching a UTS course next semester.
Oh my goodness.
Uh, on top of all the other things I like to do, but um, so I submitted or I prepared a teacher resume and started outlining the application for creating a course. This is part of the longer term strategy on how to really raise leadership systematically. Um, the leadership course that we're developing for Sub-Region 1, that's available for all leaders. And then this UTS class is going to be specifically on coach training. So the
Wow.
idea is that you learn how to provide life coaching to others, and it's going to be a pretty comprehensive training. I've done paid programs, paying programs for doing the same exact thing. So I still have to get through the whole kind of approval system at UTS. So I don't know if it's going to go through, but that's kind of the plan.
Oh, that
So
sounds so interesting.
yeah.
Hmm. I'm taking one class at UTS now. I graduated with my uh, MA last semester, but I'm
Mm,
doing some work, yeah, at UTS for UTS now, and so anyway, I'm taking a class. Taking Korean, it's difficult, like, to be now that I've finished my degree, it's difficult to have the same kind of, hold myself to the same schedule that I used to. And
totally
I was thinking,
understand.
"Oh, maybe maybe I should take a semester off." And then you come along with this class, and that sounds really intriguing.
Yeah. I mean, if it's registered as an official class, it can count towards an advanced degree for, DMin or doctoral program, because it'll be listed as a ministry or a unification class. And I think it's going to be one of the most kind of practical and personally, impactful classes. So yeah, if they approve, then it will be very exciting. It'll be something that I wanted to do for a long time. So, and that I've already done actually.
Right.
So very confident in the impact and results of it.
Wow. Okay, so yes, so you had the Providential Organization's top 5 report, and then you also have taken strides in your leadership development program for Subregion 1, and also sounding like things are looking pretty promising on the front of teaching a class
Well,
for
I
UTS.
haven't really even applied yet, but it's just be excited for the
You've got
possibility of that. Yeah.
inspiration percolating.
Yes. And someone already mentioned it, but today was the first series on DP sermons. It's going to be a series of all based on the divine principles. So, yeah, we tested it out. I thought it went well. There was some good feedback, so I'm excited to continue.
Okay, I guess on that note, maybe we can talk about some of the Facebook comments that we got.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. My parents were like, "Oh, he's gonna go through the entire divine principle? How long is that gonna take? He got through the first 2 pages." He didn't even get through the whole introduction.
It was actually the whole introduction. So
okay.
Yeah, we're gonna go through section by section.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're tuning in for the first time, President Naokimi reads all the comments from his sermon. I send them to him, and he highlights, ones that he thought were interesting. Okay, so, and then we talk about it on Tea with the President. So, Jennifer Pierce said, President Naokimi going back to the basics. And with like a strong arm emoji.
Strong arm. Yes. Yeah, I thought, when I did martial arts, we always in the practice we always go back to the basics, and they're foundational for all the more advanced techniques. I think same for life of faith. It's good to go back to the basics in our core understanding, and then I think it can only strengthen you when you do that. So I think that's why Dr. Young is doing it in morning devotion, and I also felt like it'd be good for our Sunday sermons.
Yeah, great. And then Gregory Davis said, science and religion, parentheses, spirituality, are not competing. Never heard it said that way before. Very clear.
Yeah, I did elaborate somewhat, but this point, I've had multiple arguments with my own brothers about this. I think a couple sessions ago, we talked about the invisible or the spaghetti monster or something like that. But it's important to acknowledge that we need both religion and science, the pursuit of both, because they measure different things. They kind of help us understand in different areas of our life, and trying to define your whole life based on one approach is actually quite limiting. So it's not in competition. There are complementary factors. We need both religion and science, and it doesn't need to be in conflict.
Susan Edwards, by the way, wants to know how to access this divine principle introduction that you're doing. So, Susan, I think the best way to find it would be to go to nationalfamilyservice.org. It is the first. So President Naokimi is now going to start covering a new topic of the divine principle every Sunday, as his Sunday sermon. So this first sermon is called Finding Happiness, I believe. So it should be the first one there. And then from now on, you can just tune in to Sunday service every week, and there will be a new one waiting for you. Okay, so next comment, Jennifer says, life is oftentimes about balance. There's nothing wrong with video games or Netflix, but it can take away from some key developments in our lives if we don't balance it out. I appreciate President Naokimi acknowledging that video games were taking away not only from work, but also from his relationship with his wife, which I think out of the three things matters the most.
Thank you, Jennifer. um, yeah, I thought it was a good point that she brought up that, it's those things in and of themselves is not necessarily bad, but it's just the opportunity cost that comes with it. When you binge on Netflix or video games, and you tend to neglect other important areas of your life. And so it's really important to prioritize and really decide what is it that really matters to you, and consciously choose, how much time you want to invest in different areas so that you can have a fulfilling life all around.
Mm-hmm. And Marie Bond says, if I live for myself, I feel isolated and struggling. When I live for others, for my family, neighbors, and community, I receive a lot of joy and inspiration.
Yeah, it's just a fundamental principle that Marie was kind of sharing on, and based on her experience. And I think the best is if we can have personal experiences of experiencing that joy when you help others, and finding that that's more joyful and meaningful than just thinking of yourself or doing things on your own, or for yourself. Doing things for others really brings out a different dimension.
And then let's see, Gregory Davis again said, patience with yourself and forgiveness.
Yeah, I think that was Jennifer's comment. Yeah, she kind of ended the conversation with that point, and I thought that was really brilliant. She really brought this perspective that, just as much as we care for others, we need to care for ourselves and be patient that things may not come immediately, but to continue to work on it. So I thought that was really nice touch.
And then let's see, we have Katerina Zambon, who said, thank you, Terry, for uniting us all in prayer.
Yeah, I really liked her prayer. I just thought it was so heartfelt and sincere, and it just wrapped up the whole National Family Service well. So I just wanted to acknowledge Mrs. Terry Yamane. Thank you for your prayer today.
Yes, amazing. And then Jennifer, coming in with the last comment that you highlighted, said, dang, new age holy songs are where it's at.
That's right. I think it was Audio Links, but they did a Song of the Victors, was it? Or something.
Or Heavenly Soldiers?
Heavenly Soldiers. Anyway, the remix was amazing, and the music video was fun to watch. I think all our songs should be holy songs should be redone like that.
Remixed.
Yeah, remixed.
For the new generation. Yeah, and we're gonna hear more from them during the Blessing Fest, right? I heard.
Correct. They are one of the three highlighted kind of performance pieces, so it's gonna be really exciting.
That's one new thing that we're doing with this Blessing Fest, right, is to highlight our own community talent. So that's exciting. It's something to look forward to. Yeah. Okay, so what are you looking forward to in this upcoming week, President Naokimi?
Well, this week, a couple things. Tomorrow I'm gonna go over the Blessing Fest strategy review, and with the PR team and media team. I just feel like it's gonna help make things a bit more clear, which Dr. Young is looking for. I'm looking for. So we're less than 3 weeks away. So it's good to get on the same page. So I'm really hopeful that that will be good tomorrow. And then this next 2 weeks, I'm going to be doing next 2 weeks, I'm going to be doing some personnel reviews. It's the end of the year. I want to review the key core staff to give them feedback on how they did this year, and also if anything, to make adjustments for the upcoming year. So I'm looking forward to that. I think it's always important to take time with your core team and see what could be what was done well, acknowledge it, and find areas that could be improved.
Mm.
And the
exciting.
final thing is I'm going to continue. It was a 1 week break because of Thanksgiving, but I'm excited to continue the one-on-one coaching with the sub-region 1 district pastors. So yeah, that's on Thursday.
Great. Yeah, I feel like it's a new thing to be thinking about ending the year in November, but it feels like, yeah, we're getting a head start and like really gonna like end well. That's what I'm
That
feeling.
is the plan.
Yeah. Like I think maybe starting with the top 5 victories, talk, and then like implementation with the team too. I've been
Yeah.
feeling that like, oh, we're wrapping up. We're wrapping up.
Yeah, and I want to, after we do that, the reviews, I want to actually go into the goals and plans for 2022.
Mhm.
And I want to be able to have that already, in the works before we hit the new year so that we can hit the road running.
Yeah. Okay, so on that note, we are a little bit over time today, and I don't want to keep you from your evening. So yes, thank you everybody for joining us today on Tea with the President, and we will see you again next Sunday, same time, same place.
All right. See you guys. Thanks for joining today. We'll see you again next week.
God bless you.